Alrighty guys, in today's video we will be revisiting the much beloved, much hated T54, the Tier 9 Russian medium tank. I will show you some gameplay, my thoughts and impressions, armor inspector view of it, and hope you guys enjoy this content. Gonna use a different site, or gonna use that site for the specs and stuff. Just wanted to show you the modules that I have on it. There are two choices of two different guns. I run the 100mm T54, which in my opinion is the gun to run on this tank after its pramo got nerfed, including the uh, calibrated shells over the rammer. You will get 230mm of AP pen and 284 of heat with 52 of HE. My equipment rundown is calibrated shells, protected modules, improved optics, enhanced gun laying drive, the armor, the engine accelerator, vertical stabilizers, and I would run repair kits and consumable delivery system, but I don't get those two because those are a waste of spare parts at the moment. Anyways, guys, we will get into the stats rundown right now. Alrighty guys, we are getting into the stats now for the Tier 9 Russian overpowered T54. This will be running the D54 gun, calibrated shells, this, and this. So we will have it as I have mine equipped. And yeah, guys, we're going to start off with the hit points. 1600 hit points on a Tier 9 medium is not the highest. It's also not the lowest. However, this tank does have a fairly impressive armor profile to back it up. It's really something special. It was slightly nerfed a couple patches ago, but that, eh. View range 302 meters, which is pretty good. It's your DPM with rammer or without rammer fitted, you're talking about 2600 DPM. If you do decide to run the rammer and use the base 219 pen, you're talking about 197 more DPM, which in my opinion is not as useful as being able to put the shots in. 230 is better than the Patton, better than the E50, worse than the 105 L7 and its derivatives, like the Leo PTA, the Sense 7 and 1, the Type 61. Those tanks, it will have less pen than that, but with calibrated shells, it will have more out of the gate than the M46 and the E50. Shell velocity is a tad low, 11.42 penetration loss over distance. DPM with heat is going to be 2195, so not great, but at the same time, we're talking about 284. Something to point out that is your alpha is only 310. It's compensated by a slightly higher rate of fire, but at the same time, 310 means that you can be out-traded by E50, by most of the other tanks at this tier. Although most of the other single shot tanks at this tier. Rate of fire is 8.44. Reload time is 7.11, which is honestly not that terrible. Gun handling, your base aim time is 1.87, which is pretty good. Your dispersion is 0.345, which that includes my equipment, so it's not great. This is not the best sniping tank. But what you do have that is really good is you have excellent dispersion on the move and while rotating. Very, very, very good dispersion upon rotating the turret, 3.4 dispersion after shooting. So your gun stats are extremely good to compensate for your kind of meh base aim time and meh accuracy. Only 5 degrees of gun depression, which is very terrible in this tank. Doesn't allow you to fully utilize the armor, but its gun elevation is a very respectable 20 degrees. Turret traverse is another very, very, very excellent 53.46. Mobility of this tank is not very heavy, so you're talking about pretty good speed forward, pretty good speed backwards. Your effective power to weight ratio on hard terrain is 23.23, 21 on medium terrain, and 14 on soft. Traverse speed 65 degrees on the whole on hard, 50 almost 60 on medium, and 40 on soft. So yeah, that's pretty much about the tank. Um, it's it's its gun handling stats. You will hit a lot of shots on the move that you have no right to hit. It's pretty similar to the M46, M48, and such for gun stats. Gonna take a look at the armor now. Direct front, unangled. You're 120 millimeters on the upper plate. So you're talking about 220, 215 on the upper plate unangled, which means that other T54s are going to struggle. Your lower plate's even better. You angle just a little bit. You're talking about 250 on your upper plate. If you come around the hill, say there's a hill here, you angle your upper plate in sync with that upper hill. You're talking about auto bounces eventually. Your turret, 211 on the cheeks. So your cheeks are not as strong as they used to be, but outside of the cheeks, you're talking about auto bounces. You have two small cupolas. This tank also has 80 millimeters of side armor, so you're talking about the ability to side scrape around corners. It's a very robust armor profile. If you use even a little bit of your gun depression, you're talking about 280, 260 millimeters of pen on the upper plate. It's very difficult to pen this tank when it's hull down using its gun depression. You can pen the cheeks. If you load up Paramo at it, it's going to be doing better, but at the same time, if the tank is moving back and forth and wiggling, hitting the cheeks is not easy. Especially if you get longer ranges, it's a very, very, very tough. I have two bits of gameplay for you guys, both of which kind of show off the armor profile. Another one shows the uncanny RNG that you seem to get whenever you're playing against or playing with Russian tanks. I'm not going to say it's Russian bias, but it's Russian bias. Yeah, it's Russian. There's something to be said about that. The rear of your tank, 50 millimeters, so some tanks can HE your rear, so just be careful about that. You do have your turret ring here, which again is pretty weak. Um, but yeah, guys, that is the armor profile. I really like the site, guys. I really, really, really recommend it. Has a free armor inspector, has the stats, and yeah. Gonna get into the gameplay now, guys, and just want to say thank you so very, very, very much for all the recent support I've gotten. I have jumped since my 100 sub giveaway video, which was, gosh, Friday, so 3 days ago. I've gained another 12 subs, 12 subscribers. My derp video has all of a sudden just exploded. I went from 400 views to 2,000 plus views in a matter of days. So really excited about this, guys. Let's keep the growth going. Look forward to giving you guys giveaways for major milestones. I will not do one probably for 200 subs. Might do one for 250, not sure, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Again, guys, thank you for the support, and let's get into that gameplay. Alrighty, guys, we are going to start off here with the first big gameplay on Dead Rail. This will be a T54 match where I have some pretty insane RNG. Yeah, we are spawning here on the north side of the map. I'm going to push up to the top portion here. Really just wanting to get some spots out. Notice the enemy team only has a single medium tank. My heavy tanks are going to go down. So I'm just going to sneak around this rock and just be kind of chill. I'm going to spot up, see if I can get some shots. See that the enemy team has two heavy tanks already down there. I'm going to see if I can't get some shots into the side of them here. Their medium tank is spotted down there, so I know I'm pretty much alone up here. Trying to see if I can find or finagle some shots. I had a couple shots there for a second. Didn't quite get them out. Notice I have a wounded French heavy tank up here. He put a shot out. I'm just going to wait here, see if the enemy tank comes around the corner. I put a blind shot in just because I wanted to see if he was still in that corner. I didn't get spotted from there. I'm going to put another one through there just in case I tracked him or something. Enemy team is pushing pretty hard. We already have a single tank down. They're all concentrated. Our team's spread apart. I know we got to do something here. So I'm going to go for the flank to try to get the rear of the enemy tanks. The tortoise is spotted up. I'm going to go all the way around so I can get the side and hopefully get them turned for the tanks that we have here near the middle of the cap circle. We have a tank calling for help. Not much we can do. Rushing down into all those tanks would be suicide. Get the side of the tortoise. I do track him here. But he repairs. I'm just going to back off. Keep the tortoise focused towards me. Put one into... He fires, misses. Don't put one into him. At this point, I see that we're down a tank. The enemy team has not a ton of hit points left. So I'm going to push in. I have full hit points. I am in a top tier French medium tank. Or not French medium tank. Wow. Top tier Russian medium tank, which would explain some of the RNG I get later. Spot up a 5100. Put one into the side of his tank. Slightly on the move. Take one. From the bounce one, the Frenchie is using the 90mm. Take one from him. Eat a 150mm shell with my tracks. Decide to say the hell with it and go in on this guy. At most, he can only have one left. Made a pretty ridiculous shot there on the move. Fully unaimed, pretty much. Just going to go in, keep my upper plate angled up. Bounce a shot as I pull back. So I know he's on a reload here. Auto aim. Cool guys don't look at explosions. Finish him off as I go by him. I don't want to go up and over here, but I need to get a shot into this guy so that my IS-3 might have a hope of killing him. Noticed a T54 coming. He bounces off my broad flat side. No idea how he did that. Track the NBT-70 over there. I gotta push forward. NBT-70 finishes off our IS-3. I put one into the T-30 as I go around as our 5120 finishes off the NBT-70. I know I can take at least one here from the T-30, so I'm going to decide to go for it. Missed the tracking shot, trying to get around him, but his track traverse is almost a bit too good. Auto aim. Eat one from him, so I'm a definite one shot here. I'm going to eventually repair my engine. Eventually, I stop and just decide to go with it. He goes for the ram. I know that if he puts his shot into me, 5120 will be reloaded, but don't need to because the 5120 is reloaded. Finishes him off. I survive. I ate a couple of shots that I really shouldn't have been able to bounce there. 3K. Just shows some of the RNG and how good this armor can be some of the time. Very good GG to our 5120. Kind of carried our team there. 6,000 damage between the two of us. Not a ton of damage from assistance. Unlike this game, I started recording a little bit late. My team already has engaged a 5100 and killed him, taking a little bit of damage. So I go over to this area just to spot out. AT-15 pops up. I think the top tier autoloader is a little bit dangerous, so I put one into him. Get some spotting on both these guys. The shots are coming out, bouncing off of the AT-15A, which actually has a fairly troll armor profile at this range. I'm just trying to keep bobbing up, trying to expose my turret. I know the AT-15A with that gun only has 226mm of pen. This is a pretty bullshit shot here. Just catches the lower plate, get a very high AP roll. Our Ferdinand goes down, so now we are tied at 6 tanks apiece alive. Trying to see if there's anybody left here. I don't spot anything. I see that there are at least 2 tanks over on that flank, and my team doesn't have anyone over there. I see a PTA pushing up, so I'm going to decide to go all the way around here, flexing using the above average mobility to stay out of the cap circle so that they don't know I'm coming this way. I'm going to try to keep my upper plate at an auto bounce, my turret as at strong armor profile as possible. Our Leo PTA spots 2 TDs camping up on the tall hill there. Wish I could have gotten the spots on those guys earlier, but our PTA gets absolutely wrecked, but so does their ISU, spot the PTA, enemy PTA, don't quite get a shot in time, gun depression there, fighting me, so again, one of the big downfall, we are getting the word that we are campers, so I am a little bit cheeky and says the guy who climbed a hill because I hate when people call us campers. My team is camping a little bit. Our PTA goes down. We are tied again at 2 tanks apiece. Uh, he says he's a tank destroyer. Again, I'm just trying to get the spots, keep these guys lit up. I've called a light. He says LMFAO. So I cracked him and say medium tank. Um, Getting the information that the E75 is in the middle. Again, I'm just trying to spot stuff. Our Lurve pushes over there, is gonna end up dying. I'm thinking about replying, but I see that the waffle is over there. I don't want to get hit by him in the side, so I'm just gonna aim up, but at the same time, I gotta be careful of somebody pushing me here. This is a very tense battle. It's very close. We're now down a tank. The enemy waffle is a one-shot. E75 is starting to kind of push up. PTA is starting to kind of push up. I'm just trying to keep everything I can spotted, but now I'm terrified of people pushing me from behind. I'm in a really bad place here because if they push up even further, I will get hit. So now we are down 2 tanks. I put one into the T54 E1, trying to wear him down. E75 takes some hits. PTA goes in, puts a shot, tracks me. I put one into him, but he out-trades me. I put one into the T54 because I need him to die. He puts another one into me. I bounce another one from the T54E1, which gets him dead. Here I'm not safe, so I risk taking a shot. Put one in on him on the move. Spot up the waffle tractor. I know he has to die if we're going to win this. Load HE, willing to risk it. Put one into him, get a pretty decent roll there. Eat one from behind that takes out my gas tanks, so I'm going to have to risk a fire. Luckily, my team has pushed up so that the PTA can't push me. I'm thinking about using this hill to angle up my lower plate, but I know that they still have a TD alive. Their PTA is in the cap zone, as we can see from the cap zone coming up. Trying to figure out where the 15A is. See, he is there. Spot him up. I know he has a cupola. Put one into him. He puts one in my outer track, which means that it only blows off my track. So I can go around here. Bounce one off my upper plate from the PTA. I am in a one-shot. I'm waiting for my team to push up because I'm hopefully trying to survive here. Backing off. PTA doesn't quite go all in on me. He eventually decides to go all in on me. I put one into him, try to angle up the side scrape around. I should have angled up the other way and try getting my upper plate at auto bounce, but I left the PTA on a one-shot. 42 seconds and counting down now. Telling him to get PTA in case he decides to go for a draw. Luckily, our Lurve and Waffle take out the enemy E75. 30 seconds left. Enemy PTA is in the cap zone. Our Lurve is reloaded. PTA could have possibly come out there and tried to gamble it. Decides to not do that. Our Lurve pushes up on him. Our Waffle, 12 or 10 seconds left. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and dead. With 0 seconds left on the timer. Lurve gets the kill. I get the spotter. 2.7k. Showed kind of how this tank's able to flex around the battlefield, bounce some shots, put damage out. Pretty decent DPM for the tier. Pretty good view range. Pretty good armor. Very good armor, one might say, for a medium tank. Top on my team, GG to those 2 guys who survived. I give the enemy ISU a thumbs down for provocative communication, because I can. Yeah, that just kind of shows the versatility of the T54. Really hope you guys enjoyed this content. Feel free to check out any of the other content on my channel. I will be making a Discord channel exclusively for my YouTube channel. That should go up by the Wednesday YouTube video. I will also use that to record the next face-off episode, which I'm going to decide is going to either be a E100 or versus mouse, or IS5 versus IS6. Both of those are fairly popular in Clan Wars and slash tournament battles slash everything else. Might try to record more than that tomorrow night. Try to make things slightly more organized. I'm going to require that you are in my Discord chat to participate, just for coordination. And yeah, guys, check me out on Patreon if you're inclined to support me out there. If not, it's all fine. Thank you, guys. Yeah, getting a lot of support, getting a lot of comments on my 50 sub giveaway. That giveaway is still open for you to enter. Single comments only from people. You have to be a subscriber. Blah, blah, blah. And that's all for now.